Something you mentioned Nas a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
I always wondered when you guys did Body in the Trunk, the concept of that record, because it's one of the best storytelling records. It's one of the most underrated storytelling records ever.
Thank you.
One of my favorite records off of N.O.R.E. Whose concept was it, and how did you guys work that story out in the studio?
1,000,000%. I would never change this story. Jungle and a friend from my hood, they were playing around, and they were like, "It's a body, son. It's a body, son." Like, and they were just saying that. So when I got to the studios, it was Hit Factory Recording Studios, 54th Street, and I always enjoyed the two. I'm sorry, everybody else, but the two people I enjoy being in the studio with the most and I've ever worked with is Nas and Pharrell. Like, for some reason, it's a chemistry that just happens.
Different,
so,
yeah.
Like the OG that he is, he like, yo, I can't make the Nas voice, so just bear with me. Yeah. Like, yo, though, we got mad records. Let's make a record with some sense, like some type of. And I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm a little nervous. This is Nas, right? I'm nervous. So I'm going to the bathroom, and Jungle and my boy is still saying that, yo, it's a body, yo. And neither one of them rap.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and he's like, he's a body, yo. And I'm like, so I go to the bathroom. I'm using the bathroom. I get out. And I go, Nas, did you hear what Jungle and them niggas is playing with? And he's like, what? And he's like, he's saying this is a body. So I'm saying, let's play off of that. Like, there's a body, and I come see you. And he's like, that's genius. And we just wrote the shit. And I remember Jungle and the homie coming in and just looking at us like, y'all just stole our whole shit. like, I'm like, y'all playing with this shit. That was a dope concept. You know what I'm saying?
So fire.
We did it because the way we described it, like you see the Queen shirt right there, those Queen shirts, the 7-line, like that's all Queens, like how we describing it. The 204, that 204 is the school that Nas went to. So if you're from that area, like, we really described something. Like, I want to do the video to it, like, in real time, like nowadays. Like I want to do like a real.
It's like a mini film.
And let me not forget Dame Grease. Dame Grease. A lot of people forget him in this because it was me and Nas who did the record. But Dame came and made all those sounds, all
the sound effects that make it sound like a movie. Yeah.
He produced the shit out of that record.
Fucking
so a lot of people don't. So Dame Grease, and yeah, that's one of my favorite records.
400 Degrees from Juvenile. He just shot a video for that song like 20 years later.
Yeah,
you should do something
I
with Body
shot a
in the
video
Trunk.
for Bloody Money, like 3 years ago. And that was my first thing. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing things like that. And plus I'm getting my masters back. So.
What's the process of you getting your masters back? Is it because it's a time limit thing, like the time passes and then you get them back, or are you buying them? Like,
it works out both for me. One is a time limit thing, and two, this company that actually owns it, I'm doing other business, or I'm getting into to do other business.
So they're like, yeah, we want to look out for you.
It's kind of like,
take that.
Work it out. And you know, it's probably the first time I kind of like felt selfish. You know what I mean? Because the deal was required for me, but it's me and Capone's album, and Traj was a part of it as well.
Right.
So, you know, Traj said to me when he found out, he's like, yo, you gonna deal with Equality Guard? And I was like, no.
Like, these are mine.
I am. I mean, you know, shit, that's sometimes the way. Some people say that Jay and Dame broke up because of Reasonable Doubt. Like, that first album means different to me. You know what I'm saying? It's my first album. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's my first time spitting on the mic, and you know what I'm saying? My first time coming late to a studio session. It's my first time doing that. So what
you guys are doing Rock the Bells this weekend.
Yeah.
And
but we did Rock the Bells because this is coming out.
Yeah, this will be out after. So
yeah.
But you know, I had this Puerto Rico Rob, Scram Jones, we were at dinner last night and we just got on this tangent about best album covers of all time. And I said, the War Report's got to be in that conversation. It's timeless. It's on T-shirts. It's on hoodies. You know. What was the photo shoot like? The conceptual thought process of War Report's cover, because it is so iconic, and it's still people have.
I didn't realize what you were saying.
Shoreline Mafia just
I saw
just
that.
paid homage to it.
That. Yeah, I saw that. Bigged them up. And they did a video too. They're very
no,
dangerous
bro,
in the video.
By the way, even at Coachella, they were CNN'd out with the tanks and shit, and the camos.
They're crazy. Yeah, I like them, but they're crazy. It's crazy. and I'm not flossing. This is just facts. I went out to dinner the other day with Jamie Lefrak. His family owns Lefrak. That's where I'm from.
Got it.
And he says to me, he says, you know, the first time I found out about you, and I said, what is that? He said, they said that somebody's in my apartments throwing down sand and taking pictures. So I looked at him and I was like, sir, you have no idea what you just described to me. And he goes, what is that? I said, that's my very first album cover. That's the War Report. Because we didn't have Photoshop back then.
Right.
We had to go to Jones Beach. We had to go to Rockaway Beach and actually literally pick up sand and put it on the floor. So when you see my Timberlands is actually on sand. And then everything else was that version of Photoshop later. But that's what I remember. I remember like us getting kicked out because we had to literally bring our own props. And
because back then it was like you said, it wasn't like you could just and you can make anything on a fucking computer now. If you take a picture in front of a fucking green screen.
Yeah, you could be in Greece right now.
For sure.
And that was iconic. And then another thing that stood out to me that happened with that album cover was the dude snitched on the whole neighborhood the next day. I don't know if y'all ever seen the War Report. When you open up the War Report, we got a place in there where it goes traitor. Where it says traitor. The dude took the picture with he's in both. He's in Queensbridge and he's in Left Rack. And the very next day, he took the stand on everybody in the picture. Everybody. He's in the picture with him the day before.
Oh wow!
And so that's why you see when you open up the album cover, it says traitor.
I feel like if you would have did that these days, that guy probably would have sued you. Everyone's getting fucking sued right now.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Yo, talk to me for you, man. Like, I do feel like, as much as like Joe Budden was the first guy, I do feel like this surge.
Well, we were right there.
No, but I feel like you know there is no. It is what it is with Cam and Mace. There is no Joe and Jada. I feel like you guys really kind of
we made it look
Drink
cool.
Champs made. I feel like you guys are the godfathers of the current podcast wave in hip hop.
I'll break it down like this for you. The very first podcast, hip hop podcast, has to go to Cypher Sounds in Rosenberg.
Yeah, shout out to Juan Ep.
Yeah, Juan Ep. I used to do their podcast, and we used to do it like here. Like, you see how I just did the Breakfast Club when I came here? So I used to do the morning show or whatever, and I used to do their podcast, and I used to not curse. They used to be like, you could curse. I'd be like, I feel like you're tricking me. I feel like we're in the principal's office.
Right.
And you're telling me to curse, and then I'm going to get in
like
trouble.
Like it's a test, yeah.
Yeah, then I'm going to get in trouble, because why are you telling me I can't curse and I'm in Hot 97? So I didn't get it. But when it comes to that,